Organizations have invested heavily in becoming data-driven. They've built platforms, warehouses, lakehouses, dashboards, catalogs, governance frameworks, and operating models. But one challenge keeps showing up. Data is still too far away from the decisions it is meant to improve.
Being data-driven has often meant making more data available. But being decision-driven means something very different. It means making sure the right data, the right context, the right controls, and the right insight are available at the point of decision. This is where the real value of data is created.
The data industry is now moving beyond the question of access. Access still matters. Platforms still matter. Governance still matters. But the next question is more important. Does the data actually improve a decision? Does it reduce risk? Does it help a business team act faster? Does it power a workflow, an application, or an AI agent with confidence?
In recent analyst discussions with Gartner, I was struck by the direction of travel. The data product category is maturing. The definitions are becoming clearer. The components are becoming more structured, and it feels like the market is moving towards a much more formal category. That matters because data products are no longer sitting on the edge of data strategy. They are becoming one of the core mechanisms for delivering data value.
Across the industry, data products are moving into the mainstream. Organizations are starting to understand that data should not just be stored, moved, cataloged, or visualized. It needs to be packaged for use. It needs to be trusted. It needs to be reusable. And it needs to be connected to business outcomes.
The question now is not simply, have you deployed data products? The better question is, have you deployed them successfully? Because like AI, there is a big difference between deployment and value. Many organizations can say they have deployed AI. Far fewer can show measurable business impact, government adoption, repeatable delivery, and sustained trust. The same pattern is emerging with data products.
The problem is not the concept of data products. The problem is often the delivery model. Too many organizations still treat data products as technical artifacts. A table, a pipeline, a dashboard, a semantic model, a curated dataset. But in a decision-driven organization, that is not enough.
A true data product needs business context. It needs a clear purpose, an owner, usage intent, policies, controls, lineage, quality expectations, and consumption patterns. Most importantly, it needs to be designed around a decision or an outcome, not just around a source system or a data domain. This is the shift. The operating model has to change.
For many organizations, the current delivery model is too slow and too indirect. The business asks for data. Data teams interpret the request. Engineers build pipelines. Analysts create dashboards. Governance teams document assets after the fact. And only then does the consumer decide whether what was delivered is actually useful.
That model is too disconnected from the decision. In a decision-driven organization, the business must play a much more active role. That does not mean business users become data engineers. It means the business owns the intent, the context, the meaning, the decision logic, and the value case. Technology should then enable that ownership through governed, low-friction creation and consumption.
This is where the original thinking behind data mesh becomes important. Domain ownership, data as a product, self-service infrastructure, federated computational governance. These ideas were never only about technology. They were about ownership, accountability, and putting data closer to the people who understand its meaning. If data products are going to become the foundation of decision-driven organizations, then three things will define their success. They must be consumable, they must be actively governed, and they must be trusted at the point of decision.
A data product that requires specialist interpretation, manual stitching, or tribal knowledge is not really a product. It is another asset waiting to be decoded. Governance also cannot remain a passive documentation exercise. Policies, access rules, sensitive classifications, lineage, use constraints, and quality expectations need to be embedded into how the product is created and consumed. Trust is not created by a catalogue entry alone. Trust is created through transparency, ownership, quality, explainability, and consistent delivery against business expectations.
This shift would matter even without AI, but AI makes it urgent. As AI agents become embedded in business workflows, they will not simply retrieve information. They will recommend actions, trigger processes, automate decisions, and influence operational outcomes. That changes the risk profile completely.
A poorly governed dashboard may lead to confusion. A poorly governed AI agent may lead to action. This is a very different problem. If organizations want AI agents to support or make decisions, those agents need trusted products to work from. They need context, lineage, governed access, and importantly, business meaning.
The move from data-driven to decision-driven changes how organizations think about value. It changes the role of the CDO. It changes the relationship between business and technology. It changes how governance operates. It changes how data platforms are evaluated. And it changes the definition of success.
Success no longer can be measured only by how much data has been centralized, catalogued, or made available. It will be measured by how effectively data improves decisions and outcomes. This is why data products matter, but it's also why many current implementations will fall short. The organizations that succeed will not be the ones that simply rename datasets as products. They will be the ones that redesign the creation, governance, and consumption of data around the decisions that matter most.
The future of data is decision-driven, and trusted, governed, business-built data products will be one of the core mechanisms that gets us there.
At Data Tiles, this is exactly why we created Lattice, to help business teams build trusted, governed data products with zero code, so data can reach the point where it matters most, the decision.
Discover more about how Lattice takes data to the point of decision. Lattice.com